but good bunch of law enforcement personnel over there. Good people over there.
Good people indeed. We hope to see the USC players momentarily. Their float should be coming up, and we'll be able to see them. Big Spur, Sir Big Spur, Cocky is also still to come. Some former student athletes. Do you have any idea who those former student athletes are?
I think you'll find some former Gamecock women's basketball players as well, or it may not be limited to just that. It may be because I know DJ Swearinger has his alumni basketball game tomorrow night, so we could see some former football players as well. Any former athletes who are part of Gamecock athletics at a high level and who obviously love women's basketball, certainly I would think they would be there if they wanted to.
There is a certain former athlete who has a statue out front of the Colonial Life Arena. Asia Wilson, you believe she's here?
I don't know. I've not seen. Now, by the way, her dad's birthday is today.
Yeah.
And she may be getting ready she may be out in Las Vegas with the Aces, just don't know. But if she could be one of the former athletes.
Wait and see. All right, and some student athletes as well. Whitney, let's go check back in with you from your vantage point. What's going on?
Hey, JR and Reggie. All right, so where I'm at, which is pretty close to the State House, I'm out on a patio, Palmetto patio, and y'all, just passing me by was Congressman Clyburn. Also, we saw Columbia Mayor Daniel Rickenman. Both of them will be addressing the crowd at the State House for the ceremony that will be taking place there in just a little bit. Now, I can tell you, I have a rundown of all of the people who are in the parade, and the people that you're really hoping to see, expecting to see, excited to see, which are members of the Gamecock basketball team. They are going to be coming in shortly. But right now, as you probably heard, we had a lot of law enforcement. We're seeing a lot of lawmakers, a lot of organizations that are really integral in making our city and Richland County just absolutely amazing. And so we have Columbia City Council right now passing me, and then you can see the South Carolina Gamecock bus, again speaking to the fact that we are going to see the stars of this parade very, very soon. Now, I have to say, I was speaking to a couple of people who are out here. I spoke to a young lady who's from Baltimore, and she said, I didn't expect this to be that big of a deal. I didn't realize this many people were going to be out for this parade, and I really think that speaks to the powerhouse program that Don Staley and the team has built. I mean, this support, the community support that the Gamecock women's basketball team receives really is an anomaly, and it just again speaks to the program that Coach Staley has built, but it also speaks to how important it is to ingratiate yourself into the community, like Chandler said earlier. But it's so beautiful because everybody who is out here, it's almost like they're a part of the team as well. Coach Staley and the team calls Gamecock fans fams. She's really created a family atmosphere, and the best way that I can describe the aura, the atmosphere out here, it feels like a big family reunion, a big family cookout, because everybody just supports this team so much and so well. And so we're going to continue to stand out here and bring you updates, but I'm telling y'all, very soon we're going to see the stars of the show. Back to you guys in the studio.
Stars right there. I believe we do. Is that Aaliyah?
Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, there you go, the National Player of the Year. There she is. And before that, we saw Dr. Harris Prastides and his wife. So there you go. The headliners have arrived. And look, and I saw somebody bringing a baby up for Leah Boston for a little picture action. Riding up to the State House in style.
And you hear the tremendous amount of applause for the players,
and
too.
The aforementioned Olivia Thompson out of Lexington High School, soaking it up. What a thrill for her. Local product. She has a national championship on her resume.
And for folks at home, we are watching this just as you are watching this. We're seeing the parade unfold as you do at home in real time. And these players riding by to a lot of cheers, a lot of happy fans right now.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what they came to see, and obviously they'll have more at the State House when they get up on the podium and speak to the crowd directly. But it doesn't happen every day. You know, once every, we had one, 2017 was the last time we had a national championship parade for this program. So obviously, and it seems like the crowd's getting bigger.
Yeah, all right. So those were the student athletes, obviously, that were in those convertibles just a moment ago. Dawn Staley is not going to be far behind those student athletes.
She should be the next to the last car in the parade. Is that the? Do we have any more vehicles, or is that? I think that may be it because now everybody's starting to walk up. So that may be. Well, we got one more.
Here we go.
One more. Let's see what we got. And I believe, given the reaction that we're seeing, there you go. There's the coach and the staff. See Assistant Coach Lisa Boyer. And Jolette Law is also on the staff. I don't see Jolette, but I know she's out there with Fred Schmiel. Jolette from Wilson High School over in Florence, former member of the Harlem Globetrotters. I covered her when I was back in Florence, back a long time ago, so I've known Jolette for years. So good to see her with her national championship on her resume as well.
All right, so again, the players and the head coach in the convertibles making their way toward the State House right now. The parade has come to a temporary pause at the moment, I guess, as a lot of these entries are unloading and people are making their way to the State House grounds.
Yeah,
although, and I say this, make their way there. We've got a few more minutes to go because this parade is still going down Main Street. Dawn Staley and her players at the back end of the parade, they'll be making their way to the State House along with all the other entries. And
then, of course, again, we mentioned, the fact that everybody will be at the podium, and it really is a chance to, one final time, I guess, because we've had the celebration of the Colonial Life Arena where Dawn and Ray Tanner got to speak, but this will be a chance for everybody, really one final time to sort of put a bow on the celebration. Right. I mean, obviously, you're going to be celebrating for a while, but in terms of the official celebration, this will be the last words that they really speak to the crowd and kind of put a bow on what's been an exciting championship season.
Walker Lawson is in downtown Columbia. He continues our team coverage. Walker, where are you and what's going on there?
Well, guys, we are right near Blanding and Laurel Street where the parade started, and it has now ended, as you can see. If you want to take a look behind me, the street is almost completely empty now. As the team and Staley went by, the crowds were louder, the chanting was louder, and they really came behind Staley's car and seemed to march right down the street with the team. It looks like everyone's pretty much clearing out here now, but fans, guys, it was an incredible moment. It just got so loud and so exciting. So now the parade is headed down to the State House. So not many people left here on this side of town, but guys, it was a great moment and everyone seems so proud of everyone here. Back to you guys.
All right, Walker, thank you. Obviously, Reggie, a lot of those fans who were down there at Walker's Vantage Point, they're going behind the parade and beside the parade, making their way to the State House for the festivities.
And that's obviously in the sea of humanity. We'll see in front of. We'll hopefully get a really good chance to get. I don't know if they can track attendance for this thing, but I mean, I'm thinking now. You look at the big crowd. I mean, 17, 18.
It's a lot of people.
1,000.
How does this compare to 2017 as far as the crowd?
I think
is concerned?
You know what? I actually think I was down there downtown a few years ago. I think it looks a little bit bigger, actually.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit bigger, and maybe winning 2 national championships. I don't know, but we had, if you remember that team, you had some star power with Asia Wilson on that team too, and obviously, so you had that kind of a draw as well. So, but here, again, it looks bigger, and maybe Sunday afternoon, then Wednesday afternoon, tonight,
Who are some of the players coming back next season to try to win a back-to-back championship?
Well, you got Zaya Cook, who was outstanding. Mm-hmm. She was a first-team All-SEC or honorable mention All-SEC. So you have, obviously, mentioned the aforementioned Aaliyah Boston, but then you have, in terms of who else you have coming back, you have that highly touted recruiting class, and then you got Ashlyn Watkins out of Carl Newman High School, who signed with the Gamecocks. He was competed in the McDonald's All-American Dunk Contest. You have Talasia Cooper over at East Clarendon High School over in Turbeville. She's one of, these two. You've got 2 5-star products from in the Midlands. East Clarendon, is it technically in the Midlands, or is it more of a PD type?
It's Clarendon County's Midlands.
We'll claim them. Sure. So you have 2 Midlands products that have signed to make Dawn Staley's program even better.
I'm sure we have a lot of viewers in Turbeville watching right now.
Yes, and as my mother told me a long time ago, don't speed through Turbeville.
That's some pretty good advice. All right, 6:35 coming up, 25 minutes away from the top of the hour as the parade makes its way in downtown Columbia. Rachel Ripp, we've checked in with her a few times. Let's find out what's going on with her right now. Rachel.
Hey JR, that's right. We've got a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. We've got a truck coming past right now that's got some video on the side of it, and all these fans are cheering, they're waving their towels, waving their flags. People are recording on their phones this exciting moment for the USC women's basketball team. Now, we've got, I believe, the team coming up pretty soon here. I know we heard from some of our other reporters, and so we are waiting on some more USC Gamecocks to come through this lineup here. We've got a car coming through right now with the big national championship sticker on it for our women's basketball team. Lots of excitement, lots of music, lots of noise, lots of cheering. So a great energy for sure as this parade makes its way down to the State House. We've got some horns going on over here so we can see what's coming up next. Big horns coming through. So I'm just gonna let you guys take a look and listen. Some loud music as well, some lights. You can see over in the distance, people are waving their towels, they're cheering, waving their flags, supporting our Gamecock women here on their national championship title. All right, well, for now, I'm gonna send it back to you guys at the desk. We've got a little bit of a lull here in the parade, so more excitement continues. Reporting live from downtown Columbia, Rachel Ripp, News 19, WLTX.
Right, some technical issues at the end of her report there with her audio.
Well, we saw Jolette Law come through, so
apologize.
obviously the team is there, and they'll be rolling through in just a second.
And I'm not sure that we're going to do this on the fly here. I'm not sure if our producer can do this, but Destiny Henderson did put out a video earlier today. We heard it in the 5 o'clock hour, but for fans who are late tuning in, we hope to get that Destiny Henderson sound for you so you can hear her reasoning and hear her explanation as to why she is not part of the celebration today. Basically, she is a pro basketball player right now.
She's making money now for the WNBA. She's employed by the Indiana Fever, another one that has gone to the NBA. Obviously, we mentioned Asia Wilson, but we've had a lot of, you've had Tiffany Mitchell who's gone up there as well. So it's, Elena Coates out of Dutch Fork High School has gone to the WNBA. So a nice little list of former players that have gone to play pro ball.
All right, Ty Wong, he is in downtown Columbia as well, and he's near the end of that parade. Ty, good evening.
Good evening, Joe. I'm towards the end of the parade on Main and Gervais Street, and the energy is just as exciting as it is at the top of the parade. If you want to follow me over here, we're going to see all of these fans. They are so happy. All right, Joe, we're going to do one quick chant. Gay! 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 See, Joe, so obviously the energy is really big here in downtown. As Rachel mentioned, we did just see our USC cheerleaders and our national champion USC dancers as well. And we're gonna look over here. We do have some parade floats, and we're gonna walk over here. We're actually gonna try to talk to some of these people on the float if you wanna come on and follow me. How you guys feeling over here? Hey guys, so how do you feel to be a part of this parade?
It's amazing, dude. Look, it's amazing. Look at the
baby.
people.
Let's
Number
go get
one.
back.
Number one. Let's go.
How y'all feeling over here?
It's a one-of-a-kind experience.
You heard it right here, JR. One-of-a-kind experience for everyone. If you haven't been here to the parade ever since they last won their national championship in 2017. Can I get one last Gamecocks over here? All right, JR, we're going to toss it back over to you in the studio.
All right, Ty, he's having too much fun out there, isn't he?
He's having a lot of fun.
Whitney Sullivan is also standing by in downtown Columbia with more. Whitney?
So I'm near the end of the parade, y'all. This is absolutely incredible. We've got a DJ on the back of an 18-wheeler spinning, hitting the ones and twos right now. And of course, he is playing Sandstorm. I have to say that the music selection during this parade has been amazing. Now, as you can see, folks have been actually going up to the cars to shake hands with the players. Coming up right now next to me is Aaliyah Boston. And as you can see, folks trying to come up, say hey. I love that. But what's so beautiful is you can see the players are equally as excited to see the fans as the fans are to see them. It really is a beautiful moment. And earlier we saw not only organizations and lawmakers, but we also saw people who are critical to making the team a championship team. We saw coaches, support staff. We saw the practice squad, and they have an all-male practice squad. They're called the Highlighters. They were in the parade as well. But it's been so cool to see the players really having fun with the parade today. As you can see, they're waving, they're cheering, they're dancing, they're having a good time. Really great choice of cars here with all the convertibles, but you can see the fans going up, they're taking pictures, and again, the excitement is so great. Now, what I'm noticing though is a lot of people who were at the beginning of the parade, they are now making their way down to where we are, and it looks like a lot of them are headed to the State House, because as we know, once this parade ends, there's going to be a ceremony at the State House where we're going to hear from a number of speakers, including Coach Staley. We're going to hear from Congressman Clyburn. We're going to hear from USC's interim president, Harris Pastides. We'll also hear from the City of Columbia's mayor, Daniel Rickenman. But again, it's just a lot of good vibes out here, and fans are really happy to just have this time to connect with the players. And like you and we're saying, JR and Reggie, how often is it that you get to experience in just a few short years 2 national championships? And I can tell, the fans here don't take this for granted at all whatsoever. But again, it's just so beautiful to see the players embrace the fans the way that they have, and they really are family. But coming up on the tail end, is that Coach Staley? I think that is Coach Staley. It looks like she is signing autographs. She is taking pictures. Oh, she's coming in hot. Y'all see this vehicle? Okay, Coach Staley. I'm not surprised, though. She's going to ride in style. But there's a big crowd surrounding her car right now because everybody just wants to be able to get a picture with her and speak to her and shake her hand. And she's taking the time right now, as you can see, to sign those autographs. Of course, there's security around to make sure that everything is safe. But, one of the great things about Coach Staley is not only has she built a powerhouse program, has really catapulted the USC women's basketball team to national spotlight, we cannot forget about the fact that Coach Staley is serious business on the court. I mean, she is one of the most decorated women's basketball players in U.S. history, and you can see her raising up some of who will become the next most decorated female basketball players in U.S. history. But she is capping off the parade here. As you can see, everybody crowding around, saying hi. But this parade now is going to end with things at the State House, a ceremony at the State House. But y'all, it is just electric out here. That is the best way to describe the atmosphere. But I'm going to go ahead and send things back to you in the studio, JR and Reggie.
Whitney, thank you so very much. No surprise here, Reg, that so many people want to take selfies, be in a photograph with Dawn Staley and these great basketball players.
And as engaging as she is, I think that adds to it.
Yeah. Dawn Staley going to be around for a while to come here. She's not rebuilding, she's reloading, right?
Every year.
Yeah. All right, and again, we were told the parade would probably last roughly 45 minutes to get to the State House. And whoever did that estimate, they're pretty much right on the money because they're not too far.
No, they started a little bit late, I think.
Yeah.
They might have started maybe a couple of minutes late.
Not that far off.
They're getting, yeah. And given the traffic and the logistics of trying to move these vehicles, once you get to the State House and then kind of move them out of the way so everybody else the rest of the parade can come. That's a pretty solid effort by the City of Columbia.
We've seen a number of the student athletes, members of the basketball team, including Aaliyah Boston and other stars of the squad. You did not see